Hello everyone, I would like to first introduce myself. My name is Sir Cedric Joseph Mandap, and for today I'm going to teach you how to create survey forms using Google Forms for your research. Okay, so first things first is you need to go to this website docs.google.com. Okay, and then you need to start a new form. So you click this part, blank, wherein you will be redirected immediately to this page. So it's empty and you need to fill it up. So for instance, in my case, I want to put the title, Psychological Well-Being and Conscientiousness Among College Teachers in Davao Region. This will be the title of my research. And then I would put the general criteria below as the form description. So this will ensure that my participants are really the ones, or they are really that they will meet the criteria, okay, for my research. So below that, I would have this question here, untitled question, wherein my participants can choose if they meet the criteria or not. So I will input this question here: are you at least 20 years old and meet all the criteria? And they would be given options, yes or no. So if you want to add option, you just need to click the part here that add another. So for instance, option 1 will be yes, then option 2 will be no. So dalawa lang. Okay. Let's delete the other one. Okay, so also you can also explore the part here on the right side, right part of the lane, wherein there are tools like add question, import question, add title and description, add image, add video, and add section. So since we already established this, let's add another section. So adding section will lead your participants to another portion or part or page. Okay, but before that, let's click required here. Okay, for them to answer and not negate this this question or this survey. So on the second part, what I did for my research is I want to put the intent letter since this is very important. Okay, and the description just will be the letter itself. Okay, so you need to also include this one in accordance of RA 10173 of the Data Privacy Act of 2012. So this will ensure that read that your data gathering procedure will be really confidential. Okay, so that is very important as well. So afterwards, you need to add another question, rather another section. So moving to section 3, okay, let's say you already put the informed consent. Okay, let's assume you also put the certificate of consent. This is all dependent to you, what really requires, okay, for you. But if you already put that, let's go to the demographics since this is important as well. So let's assume that we're going to input na lang yung respondent's demographic profile. So the important thing here is the name, which is optional, the age, the sex, and what are the other demographics that you will be measuring or that you will be needing. So once you already put this part here, you could insert add question, okay, wherein you could add the name. Okay, name. So in this part, I want you to explore this part. Look on this part here. So there are options as well. So you need to click short answer since it's not a linear or it's not option. So they're going to put their name lang, and since name for most research is optional, so you should not activate this button here, which is required button. Okay, since if they will not answer this part, they cannot proceed to the next part. So add another question if you like to add another demographics. Let's say age. Okay, age. For instance, let's consider age here. And let's choose multiple choice since we could measure age through age groups. So for instance, 18 to 24. Then just click add another. Okay. You could click 25 to 31. and add another one, 32 to 40. Okay, just those are just some of the examples. And since these are important for you, okay, bakit nawala siya? Okay, let's go back again. 18 to 24, then 25 to 31, and 32 to 40. Those are example lang yan. Okay. So, you need to click this part here required for them to answer para hindi nila makalimutan. So, multiple choice siya. And next part, let's assume that we want to also include the gender, which is important, no? So, let's put here male and another option will be female. Okay, so if you also want to add this, prefer not to say, so it's also their option. Depende sa kanila. Okay, so you also need to activate this one, required. Okay, once you're happy already with your demographic profile and you want to proceed to the next part, which is the survey na, you just need to click this one, add section. Okay, so there are buttons here, add section, add video, add image, add title and description, import questions, add questions. So add section, you can input already your survey. So for example, you're going to use psychological well-being scale by Carol Riff. So you also need to include this one. So this will keep them reminded, okay, of their rights as participants, which is very, very important in data gathering. So now let's add questions. So in adding questions, okay, before this pala, you could also add the description here. Add title and description for you to input the direction plus the instruction. Okay, so let's say you're going to put here directions. And then this is the part of the information. You could include this one. Please read each statement carefully and choose only one response below on each statement. So you could also input there the scale. Since it's a survey, so definitely mostly siguro Likert yung ginagamit kapag quantitative study kayo. So let's now put the questions. So for instance, it's not really questions, it's most a statement since it's a scale, no? So let's put the statements. So I like most parts of my personality. So for instance, you could put this one here. And since this is not, so since we are going to measure it through quantitative data or quantitative measures, so we're going to click the linear scale. So linear scale, you could put labels. Okay, labels like strongly agree. Okay, and then you could say not or strongly disagree. So, ganyan. So, for example, kapag you're done, you could add another question and do it again. So, you can see here that doing the linear scale, it's easier or it's more pleasing to look at the eyes because they have the idea in terms of the polarities, if in terms of the polarities left to right, no? So 1 being strongly agree and 5 being strongly disagree. So the middle will be like the central tendency or whatnot. So let's try another question. Let's try multiple or tick box. Okay. Like for example, let's try the tick box. This is the second statement from the scale. So you could input also 1, 2, 3, 4. So, okay. Let's see what can happen. So, I believe this is not aesthetically pleasing, but you could also use this, depende sa inyo. We could also try multiple choice grid. Okay. Multiple choice grid. Agree. Disagree. Okay, these are just example for you to have an idea. Okay, but I really recommend you to use this linear scale. So I think this is not appropriate. Okay, you could just experiment it by yourself, or you could also do tick box grid or checkbox, or like this, or checkbox. Okay, and different, or it really depends on you. So once you're already happy and once you're already done with your scale, okay, the next thing is you're going to make this or add another section. Okay, add another section, and this is assumingly that you're already done to all of the statements from your scale. Okay, so you need to add the last portion or the last part, wherein I called it certificate of integrity and participation. So this will really clarify that they answered your scale properly, no, and they are not forced, or they are not coerced, or they are not influenced by other people. So it's mostly like a confirming certification lang. So just like the first part, so we're going to add these options, yes or no. So I certify that this survey report is my own and have been made without any undue influence from others. So you can just put yes and no. And of course, this is required. So you need to activate the required function. Okay, so basically that's it. I hope you've learned something from this tutorial and good luck in your research. Thank you so much, everyone.